Hello everyone, Cyclone Reviews here with another video, and today we are going to be taking a look and talking about the return of Ultraman. So if you all didn't know, which I guarantee you didn't, the return of Ultraman is my favorite Ultraman show ever. I do not even care what other people think. You can call it cheesy, which it is. You can call it stupid, kind of what it is. And you can call it a waste of people's time, which it is. But with all that said, this to me is the best Ultraman show ever, and I'm going to tell you why I think that. So, before we get into that part of the video, here are some of my merchandise from the Return of Ultraman. So, first up we have my DVD copy, which is crap compared to the new Milk Creek Steelbook, which I'll get around to showing you guys sometime. Then we have my amazing 1966 to 1996 collection, Ultraman Jack X Plus. This is a fantastic figure, and if you do not own one and you're a fan of Ultraman, I highly recommend it. It is really suit accurate, looks just like him. Just a great figure. And then we have Kaiju Booska, which decided to tag along for this video after begging me for hours on end. Yeah, so we have Kaiju Booska here with us too. So, let's talk about what I like about the Return of Ultraman. So, first off, Ultraman Jack himself. To me, this Ultraman Jack, is the coolest Ultraman ever. And I'm not really sure why. I don't have a lot of opinion to why I like him that much, but I guess it's because this was one of the shows I watched when I was really little. And I was kind of like, this guy's cool from the start. I think he is very much like the original Ultraman, but he's cooler, in my opinion. Second reason I like the show, the variety of monsters you get, whether they be stupid looking and whether they be freaking awesome looking. This show has some of the best monsters to me in the entire franchise. We got Gudon, Twin Tail, Black King, some of the Seijin in it, all the kaiju and the Seijin, and it's just so cool. And there's so many of them, too. I mean, there's 50 of them, as you can see here, 51 episodes. So there's probably around, give or take, 48, 50 kaiju that appear on the show. And with there being really good kaiju, there are also really bad kaiju. And that isn't really, like, exclusive to this show, because a lot of Ultraman shows sometimes have monsters that are really stupid. And I think you all know what I mean. And I mean, not to rip on a lot of Ultra monsters, because there's a lot of ones that are really cool, but sometimes there's some really stupid ones. And though they're stupid, sometimes you need a break from the old, Godzilla-looking lizard coming to Tokyo and destroying half the city, and you need something more that looks like this. And I'm not saying Booska is stupid, because he definitely is not, but you kind of know what I'm saying. Sometimes Ultraman Jack and other Ultraman fight monsters like this. You know what I'm saying. But also, the show itself is a really cool story, and I know you're going to be saying, oh, come on, Cyclone Reviews. Every Ultraman show is the same in the way it starts. You're kind of right. But to me, I think it's really neat because I've always liked race cars, and I like how Hideki Go is a race car driver. Really cool. And then, of course, you get that whole piece in there, which makes it even cooler. And then, of course, you have the Return of Ultraman, Ultraman Jack. Best Ultraman ever. So, yeah. So, Ultraman Jack, of course, in the show, defeats enemies in many different ways. Of course, the Specium Ray, which we can see him doing here. Of course, he has the Ultra Bracelet, which has a bunch of features. It's kind of like an iPhone, but sticks on your wrist. It's more like an Apple Watch, should I say, but it turns into a spear, a cross, a saber, a lance. I mean, everything. And I mean, it's kind of comical, because when you watch the show, there'll be a monster, and he'll be like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, Ultraman Jack, and he'll throw this spear at him, and the spear just goes through them, but then they'll blow up. I think the Japanese, especially in the Ultraman genre, love things that blow up, and it's cool, because trust me, there are a lot of pyrotechnics and a lot of explosions in this show. But I just think it's so comical how they have a spear which already impales the monster, but right after the spear leaves the monster's body, the monster blows up. It's just something that always has made me laugh through the show, because it's so stupid it's good, if you know what I'm saying. It is so stupid, it's just great. And that's another thing I like about the show is just the comical deaths of some of the monsters. I mean, as morbid as they sometimes can be, it's like laughable almost. But yeah. So yeah, really that's why I like Return of Ultraman. It's just a really good show. But yeah, and this figure, I want to go back to this figure right here. This is a sick figure. There's no other way to say it. Sometime I will get around to reviewing him, but I think you guys are getting a pretty good look at what he looks like right now. This is an excellent figure, and if you guys ever want to pick up a Return of Ultraman figure, this is definitely the one you got to go for. This is an X Plus. I'm sorry, X Plus is the best, one of the best figure companies ever. I own another X Plus, which I'll get to in some other video, and I just have to say the detail on them is unmatched. And I don't own that many. I only own 2 because they're expensive. But really, it's worth your money if you want to get a certain character. To me, X Plus, if you have a collection like I do, which is mostly made up of NECA, Bandai, SH Figure Arts, it's kind of nice to have 1 or 2 X Plus to kind of balance it out. So it's like you can have one up there, and it's like, okay, this is like the Holy Grail, and then we got like the little minions below it. It's pretty cool to have like 1 or 2 now. Like, I'll tell you, there are some people who I just marvel at their collection. Like Fresh Final Reviews, his entire X Plus collection makes me want to freak out. I wish I had a collection like that. I think it is so cool what he's got. Some of the X Plus he does. Leslie Chambers, Kaiju Reviews, him too. Some of his X Plus figures are ridiculous and so cool, and I watch his videos religiously, but some of the X Plus figures on there are really neat. And I'd like to get some more sometime in the future, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We're talking about Return of Ultraman here, but yeah, really great figure. Also, SH Figure Arts has made a Return of Ultraman Jack. Unfortunately, I do not have that figure for one reason. I was gonna get it. I saw a Kamen Rider item I liked more. This is 2 years ago, by the way. And I see a Kamen Rider item I like more. I bet you guys can figure out what it is. So I buy that figure instead. And I'm like, okay, Ultraman Jack ain't going to go up that much in price. He's $50. That's reasonable. That's how much they usually cost. I mean, that's still a lot of money, but it's like, that's normal. Fast forward a year, I look up, I'm doing the train thing, which I still do. I'm on the club, so I haven't really been looking up a lot of kaiju stuff relatedly because I've been focusing on the trains. So I look up Ultraman Jack on Amazon, it was, and I see he's $155, and I'm like, oh my god, no, there is no way. That is more than a Soul of Jigoken freaking die-cast figure that I can get for $110. I could get Mazinger Z for $110, and that thing's die-cast. And so then I go on eBay, and I'm like, okay, maybe eBay has it cheaper. So I go on there, I look it up, and they want the same or more for the figure. And I'm thinking, this is ridiculous. Okay, how can you charge $155 for Ultraman Jack? I guess he's that popular, but, you know, I hate to see what happens with Ultraman Ace when he comes out. Taro's already gone up a lot since I've seen him. And, you know, Taro's cool and all, but I don't really need a figure of him. So, hopefully, SH Figure Arts is going to do a re-release, which I heard they are going to probably do a re-release of Ultraman Jack, and when that occurs and he comes back down to the 55, I'll get the re-release and I'll review that on the channel, because that'll be a cool figure. But, you know, unfortunately I couldn't get the old one because, you know, I don't want to pay, you know, half my freaking mortgage. I don't have a mortgage, but half my freaking money for that figure. That's ridiculous. I mean, to me that's too much to ask for a SH Figure Arts figure, because some of them, some SH Figure Arts figures, depending on what they are more expensive than others. But to me, it's like an Ultraman figure for that much. That's ridiculous. I mean, like I said, I'd rather buy a Soul Chigoken diecast Tetsujin 28 or Great Mazinger or Mazinger Z for less money than I would pay for that figure, because they're $110, $120, some of them. And though that's expensive, they're flipping diecast. Okay, I think we can cut them a break with that. But I am ranting about that because it ticks me off. But anyways, that is pretty much my review and synopsis of The Return of Ultraman. Great tokusatsu show, great Ultraman show, my favorite. If you have not watched it, check it out. It's really great. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more content, of course. And then comment if you like. Thank y'all.